back at Wells Fargo, and before we get to 170 pounds, let's take a look at the Golden Rule standings, Mark. 3A, few changes point-wise, but not order of events here. Waverly, Shell Rock, and Southeast Polk and Fort Dodge are top three, but Iowa City West getting the job done.
Iowa City West and Linn-Mar could flip-flop there. They both still have a finalist left yet tonight, so that one possibly could flip-flop. Iowa City West, if they would lose, Linn-Mar would win by bonus points. But everything else is solidified.
As we go to 2A, Mark, Osage has wrapped this up. This order is top three is in the books. Points may change a little bit if Solon can get up in there, but as far as top three, it's Osage, Union, and Centerville.
Yeah, Osage had an awesome tournament. The Green Devils did a great job, came in here and surprised a lot of people and are going away with the first place trophy.
Well, let's see what happened in 1A. Lisbon had to have tacked on a few with 4 championships. One more guy yet to wrestle. Underwood doing a good job, and of course West Sioux did not move. But Don Bosco, number-wise, they've got 3. Well, Tenold was down. They have 2 more, so they have a chance to get some more points too. But interesting. Now, Mark, we of course have to get back to action here at 170 pounds, and we have another 3 sets of wrestling matches to introduce here.
Over on Class 1A, we got Ethan Fulcher of Hudson, a senior, 48-0, and he's taking on Carson Tenold, the brother of the Tenold, just lost in overtime. Gilbertville Don Bosco, he's a sophomore, 32-3. And in the Class 2A, we got Spencer Mooberry of Osage, a junior, 38-1, taking on Jackson Flynn of Solon, who's a senior with a 48-7 record. On the Class 3A bout, it's Ryan Plummer of Marion, who's a senior with a 35-4 record. He's taking on Mickey Griffith of Des Moines Lincoln, a sophomore, 34-2.
So now we are set for 170 pounds. We'll get the action underway here.
Boy, that's got to be tough for the Tenold family, losing a heartbreaker in overtime just now to Ben Smith of Iowa Valley, but they get another opportunity to get Carson a title here in Class 1A. And again, he's taking on Ethan Fulcher of Hudson, who's a senior and 48-0. Really tough wrestler there himself.
Yeah, his brother Cam was up here a couple years ago with a championship. Fulcher would like to add to that. His 3rd place finish at 170 last year, 5th at 160. Undefeated senior. He's number 1 ranked. Carson Tenold, of course, number 2 ranked, was your runner-up at 160 last year. Just a sophomore, just like that twin brother at 160 pounds. In 2A, Osage's Spencer Mooberry is number 2. Jax Flynn from Solon is ranked number 8. Mooberry was 6th at 170 last year. Flynn is, as of yet, as a senior, it was 7th at 170 last year. And of course, another, not a total surprise, but a kind of surprise, Linn-Mar, Ryan Plummer, number 5 ranked in 3A, gets his way to the final. On his side of the bracket, of course, Logan Neals of Centennial was undefeated and number 1, did not make it through here. Mickey Griffith's only losses on the season were to Logan Neals. His 2 losses, he's been number 2 all year.
Well, in Class 1A, the top left corner of your screen, it's the white singlet with the blue and gold stripe. That's Gilbertville Don Bosco right there. And Carson Tenold, he's taking on Ethan Fulcher of Hudson, the senior. These guys have wrestled twice this year, both in the sectionals and the districts, with Hudson winning both of those matches, but by a score of 5-4 and 3-2. So this is a rematch right now in the state finals of the sectional finals and the district finals. I'm willing to bet there were some people that stayed home at sectionals and districts that were pretty upset that they didn't have an opportunity to come here and wrestle at the state championship because they had number 1 and number 2 guys in their weight class.
Most definitely, that had to be. I wonder if Carson is holding a little bit of extra momentum there. Sometimes after watching your brother lose a tough one in the match before, a little extra incentive out there, but he's got to deal with a tough Ethan Fulcher in this one. We mentioned Spencer Mooberry from Osage over there, the junior in 2A on the 2A mat. His only loss on the season, ironically, Jax Flynn upset Jared Voss, number 1 ranked Jared Voss, to get here. Well, the only loss on the season for Mooberry was a 4-2 loss earlier in the year to Jared Voss.
Right now, Jax Flynn leading that one in the first period by a score of 3-2. 10 seconds ago, trying to ride out Spencer Mooberry of Osage. There's Spencer Mooberry trying to get a reversal here at the end of the first period. Can't do it. They wanted a locked hands call there, but no can do. So Jax Flynn of Solon, second finalist tonight. Hayden Taylor already won a state championship for Solon. And Coach Blake Williams trying to get his second state champion here tonight.
And you might not see very many shots of it on the camera, but depending on the angle, but you'll be able to tell whose corner's whose. Coaches have matching black suits, but inside, Solon's coach with an orange shirt and a bright green shirt for Osage.
The head coach at Osage, Brent Jennings, been there a while, done a fantastic job with that program. A lot of rich history and tradition up there from Osage. Starting in the second period, Jax Flynn will start in the top position.
And they surprised us, Mark, but they've done a great job in this.
They have.
This has been a heck of a tournament because West Delaware, we thought hands down. I mean, 12 kids up here, and they were just on a roll, and that program is getting it done. And well, they just hit some walls on a couple of rounds, and it just all went south for them. But Osage never looked back. They've just been getting it done.
You know what's very interesting, Bob, is that on Wednesday night during the state duels, Southeast Polk wins it for 3A. West Delaware wins it for 2A. Lisbon wins it for 1A. None of those schools won the traditional state title. They were all different schools from the duels to here.
Absolutely.
They're different tournament teams.
Happen that way.
Individual tournament teams wrestle differently in dual meets and individual tournaments.
Well, you touched on key reasons why sometimes in 1A, like Lisbon losing their heavyweight. He was there for the duels. Look, we got action in the 2A.
Look at Jackson Flynn getting the fall over there. That is tight. Jackson Flynn of Solon, top right-hand corner, on top right now against Spencer Moody of Osage. He's going to settle in.
To go. Oh.
Moody desperately trying to roll him through. Can't, but rolls himself, gets himself off his back. Huge credit right there to Spencer Moody of Osage for fighting off that headlock right there, because that was really tight by Jackson Flynn. Not very often you're going to see someone fight off their back in that situation, but Jackson Flynn takes a 6-2 lead now over Spencer Mooberry, of Osage.
Yeah, 6-2 lead, and the effort spent by Mooberry to stay off his back. Makes it tough sledding the rest of the way here to get to the end of the period. He's got 10 seconds to get to the end of the period and get some wind.
Going into the third period in the Class 3A match, that's Mickey Griffith of Des Moines Lincoln taking on Ryan Plummer of Marion. Mickey Griffith with a 3-0 lead. Linn-Mar's third finalist of the night. So far they have not gotten that state champion for Coach Doug Stryker. An unbelievably great match just a few minutes ago at the end between Keeter and Noctiborn.
You know, and for Mickey Griffith from Lincoln, one of the metro schools, things have happened for some of their wrestlers this year. This is the only kid representing the metro. I tell you what, I can't remember, if memory serves correctly, though, Lincoln probably not with a champion in the last 14 years. It's been a long time for Lincoln.
Right there, Plummer takes a shot on Griffith. Doesn't get it, but he does get a stall call on Griffith right there. And there is a 2-point takedown. Griffith looks a little bit tired right there. Kind of gave that up. So Ryan Plummer of Linn-Mar right now, Griffith gets a 1-point escape. So that makes it 4-2 in favor of Griffith.
Plummer, one of those crowd pleasers for Linn-Mar. Boy, they have a fan base. They loved his tournament.
What was Plummer seeded coming in this tournament, ranked?
He's ranked 5th and was on the top side with Niels and some other heavy hitters. Griffith survived the bottom side of the bracket. Second seed, number 2 ranked.
Over there on that 2A mat. This one is not settled yet. Mooberry comes closer, makes it 6-4, but now here's Jax Flynn of Solon coming up with his own reversal here to make it 8-4. All tied up on the 1A match. 1-1. Oh, and there's Griffith from Des Moines Lincoln, and he puts Ryan Plummer to his back with 25 seconds to go. See if he can adjust. That looks pretty tight for Griffith. Plummer trying to fight off.
There went the hips for Plummer.
He is going to roll off. He is going to be able to fight it off to make it into the third period, but Griffith of Des Moines Lincoln picks up a 3-point near fall and takes a 9-2 lead now going into the third period. And we're all tied up down here on mat number 1 on the Class 1A mat between Carson Tenold of Don Bosco and Ethan Fulcher of Hudson. Again, Hudson's won both sectionals and districts, but by a 1-point margin each time. And that match is over. That was the end of the match. I thought that was the end of the second period over there.
9-2 for Griffith. Lincoln has a champion, and he's a sophomore.
Jackson Flynn of Solon down there. wins 8-4, so Solon gets their second state champion of the night. Jackson Flynn points over to Hayden Taylor, standing over there on the side. 2 state champions for Solon and Blake Williams tonight.
Tell you what, that vaults Solon into 4th place, Mark. We've got one match left, and it's in overtime.
Fulcher of Hudson trying to get this takedown on Tenold. We're overtime again here with the Tenold. 1-1 going into overtime. Hudson trying to come out on top. Tenold still has that ankle of Hudson. Barely is right. Just hanging on, and clock runs out and kind of saves Tenold right there. Boy, this
he lost his grip on that ankle.
Poor Tenold's parents. That's 2 overtimes in a row now. Much. Oh my goodness, their mom and dad probably having heart attacks. So much emotion going on.
Eerily similar here for the Tenolds.
Carson Tenold up to his feet for a 1-point escape. Fulcher really didn't put any effort into trying to ride him.
Well, if he's not tired, maybe he thinks he's in a position to wear him down, get a shot here. Confident he can get out when it's his turn.
Tenold rode Fulcher quite a while in regulation. So we'll see if he can do it now, to see if he can ride him for 30 seconds here.
Okay.
Boy, there's a lot of mental toughness that comes into here. Both guys dead tired, state finals, overtime.
Second set of 30-second rides. This is where Fulcher has to get out to tie it. That's why it's 2-1 in overtime.
Stall call on Tenold because he wasn't returning him. He picks him up, puts down Fulcher, but Fulcher does a great job. Yeah, comes back up to his feet. Tenold trying to pick him up to put him down, and he does again. A switch right there by Fulcher, and he might get the 2-point reversal here.
He can score winning points off this.
And he does get the reversal. That puts him under the lead 3-2. And that is going to do it.
Unbelievable.
Hudson's Fulcher wins again for the 3rd time straight by a 1-point margin. So your Class 1A 170-pound champion out of Hudson.
Outstanding resolve by
Fulcher. Ends the season undefeated.
Wow, back-to-back heartbreak for Tenolds from Don Bosco. And Don Bosco has yet to crown a champion. 0 for 4 for Don Bosco. 170 pounds is in the book. We will get to the break, and when we come back, you will see awards handed out for 160 pounds. Let's take a look at that match as we get to the break, live here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Please direct your attention to the award stand area. The awards presentations at 170 pounds for all 3 classes, sponsored by Northwest Bank. Presenting the Class 1A awards at 170 pounds, Coach Wayne Haskovic. In 8th place, Ty Schmidt, Northeast Goose Lake. 7th place, Lane Swenson, South Hamilton Jewel. 6th place, Connor Fair, West Bend Mallard. 5th place, Bryson Freeberg, Tri-Center Neola. 4th place, Drew Ventiger, Bedford Lennox. 3rd place, Tristan Mulder, Western Christian Hall. Runner-up, Carson Tenold, Don Bosco, Gilbertville. And your Class 1A 170-pound champion from Hudson, Ethan Fulcher. Presenting the Class 2A awards at 170 pounds is Coach Blake Williams. 8th place, Mason Griffin, Emmitsburg. 7th place, Cole Davis, Independence. 6th place, Blake Leby, Sergeant Bluff Luton. 5th place, Jared Voss, West Delaware. 4th place, Abraham Mickle, Macokota. 3rd place, Caleb Swalla, Van Meter Earlham. Runner-up, Spencer Mooberry, Osage. And your Class 2A 170-pound champion from Solon, Jax Flynn. Northwest Bank is proud to be the sponsor of the 170-pound awards, presenting the Class 3A awards at 170 pounds, Coach Dustin Rowland. 8th place, Devian Montgomery, Southeast Polk. 7th place, Zachary Campbell, North Scott Eldridge. 6th place, Bradley Hill, Bettendorf. 5th place, Tim Nimley, Muscatine. 4th place, McCrae Haggerty, Waverly Shell Rock. 3rd place, Ashton Barker, Iowa City West. Runner-up, Ryan Plummer, Linn-Mar Marion. And your Class 3A 170-pound champion from Des Moines, Lincoln, Mickey Griffith.